All right, 3, 2, 1. Episode 15 of White Claw Wednesday. We're back in the garage.
Here you go. Cheers up.
Ryan,
Let me put my headphones on.
Ryan came back from San Francisco.
Yeah.
And he's back in Riverside.
Oh, that audio sounds really good, man. Yeah, I am back in Riverside,
And why-
I will be staying.
Why? What made you come back when you did, and what made you come back?
Well, so we first came down to Riverside, me and Amanda, I'm talking about. We first came down to Riverside because we were planning on going to Hawaii / Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
But both of those vacations got canceled. So we're like, all right, let's just go to Riverside for the week. And that turned into 3 weeks, which were episode 13, 12, and 11.
Yes.
Which was.
Yes.
And then I was like, okay, well, we need to go back because we're not prepared to stay for a long time, being that I only brought like 7 pairs of clothing. And so then we went back for a week, and we were like, all right, if we want to come back, then we will. If we're feeling it to stay up there, then we will. Like, there's no strings attached, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, I mean, we sort of looked at our fridge and just came right back.
Looked at your fridge. Okay. I could have sworn I remembered, like...
Dude, I just did a sin. I didn't even sip on this when I cheers.
Oh, it's all good. There's been it's funny.
Mango.
There's been one time where you've called me out on forgetting to take a sip after doing the cheers.
Yeah.
But I have noticed that there have been
I'd probably do it more often.
There have been a few times, like, beginning and ending of episodes where, like, one of us doesn't take a sip after a cheers. It happens a lot. We've only noticed it once. So,
well, let's keep calling
it's
each
no
other
problem.
out.
Yeah,
Honestly.
call us out. Call us out
Because
when we
it is
notice,
rude, you know?
When you notice. Yeah, it is.
Because it's a respect thing, you know? Hey, cheers, we're having this moment.
And it's like I think it...
Let's get another one right now.
I feel like it has to do with, like, bad luck, too, you know?
Cheers.
If you don't...
It's like bad omen, you know?
Yeah, if you don't take a sip after cheers. It's not... I was wondering if you were going to do that.
I want the listeners to understand how good this mango flavor is.
I think, you know how they oftentimes someone's trying to sound wise, they'll say there's 2 types of people in this world. You're either a guy who takes shits, or you're a guy who gets shit on. You know, like, it's just things like that.
Yeah,
like, you know,
they tried to
no matter
that
what
for
it
high
is.
school, actually.
I feel like people like to do that, where they like to break it down into you're either this or you're either that.
Yeah.
So
Black and white.
I'm
Right.
gonna do another one of those and say you're either a person who takes a sip of whatever beverage you're enjoying, and you do that.
Mm-hmm.
You're either that, or you're the person who doesn't do that and thinks that's really annoying and kind of stupid.
Yeah, true.
So,
true.
yeah, I think you're kind of... I mean, obviously you don't have to be one or the other, but, you know, I really think that's kind of... I think that's a good, accurate
I think
split.
that I'm a very expressive person.
Mhm.
Like, Amanda made cinnamon rolls.
Dude,
this
with
past
the
week.
food,
Samac.
yeah, I'm definitely of the side of doing that.
Like, I was literally... Amanda was like... She handed me a cinnamon roll, and like she made them, you know? So of course she's like looking at me, but like
waiting for your reaction.
I wasn't even thinking about it. I just took a bite, and I was just like, and I look up, and she's like smiling, and, you know, waiting for my reaction. And
Yeah.
it's kind of a curse because now, if like she makes something and I'm not really expressive about it, it's a dead giveaway.
Dead
giveaway.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not super into it, you know?
Oh, yeah. And it's funny you say that. It's the same way with me and my mom's cooking. Because you know me.
Yeah.
You know how quickly I eat something. I just, you know, I take it out.
For reference, Frank will probably eat, let's say, 3 pieces of pizza by the time I finish with 1.
Yeah, exactly. I'm about 3 times the speed of a normal eater. So I can never really get out of the truth of not liking a meal
Yeah.
because if I like something, it's gone in like under 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And if I'm at the table for 30 minutes to an hour, then my mom knows I don't like the dish.
I don't think I've ever seen you eat for 30 minutes.
Yeah,
entire
exactly.
life.
Yeah, it's only times when it's a dish I don't like.
Yeah.
But I always end up finishing the food. You know, I take my time if I don't like it, but I'll always finish it. And I just keep the running joke going with my family that I say that, oh no, it's just extra delicious, so I'm taking my time on this one. Even
But
though
they
they
know.
know, yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah,
Speaking of food, man, you know where I just came back from?
Yeah,
you
you
do, because I told you.
Yeah,
that.
you had Capone's.
Some Mac.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling yeah. Man.
5-star. Honestly, 5-star. I mean, I was really impressed.
I think it's the best pizza.
Capone's
in Riverside.
Pizza in Riverside
Yeah.
rivals Romano's.
Oh yeah.
And
100%.
I honestly, I mean, my mom and I were talking about it, and
Yeah.
I think I put it over it right now.
Oh yeah, me too.
I don't want to officially say that
Yeah.
because I've only had it one time.
Yeah. Well, how many?
But-
What'd you guys get? What'd you guys get?
I got a special order, man. I got my favorite pizza,
Yeah.
which is, I bet you won't guess it. Go ahead and try.
Your favorite pizza?
It's not like a typical.
Does it have? Can I at least get the hint of? Is it tomato sauce?
It's tomato. It's not Alfredo. Yeah.
Okay, you don't
Tomato.
have to change it up. Okay. So
Tomato mozzarella. Yeah.
tomato mozzarella. Okay, so I'm gonna go. I bet you're like a mushroom artichoke pepperoni guy.
I love all those toppings, but
What'd you do?
favorite pizza, and that sounds delicious, by the way. Favorite pizza: pepperoni,
Okay.
salami,
Okay.
Canadian bacon, pineapple. Dank.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. That's a good one. That's a
Because
very
it's
good
just,
one.
it's like, I don't want to
And those are good toppings to get at Capone's too.
And because I feel as if when you get salami, pepperoni, like the sliced meat,
Yeah.
I think personally that it's a higher quality than getting like a sausage or something like that.
Like one of like the ball sausage
Where they
things.
ball it up.
Yeah.
I personally don't like that on my pizza,
Yeah.
and I've
Well,
had some pretty bad experiences with it.
That's how the sausage is at Capone's. It's chunkers.
Yep.
Not that bad.
No, I mean, I'll still eat it. I will.
It's the way I'll describe Capone's sausage is it's good, but it takes any pizza to another heavy level in terms of
Yes.
like how you're feeling it
Greasy,
after you. Yeah, exactly.
heavy.
Exactly.
And yeah, and when you think of like a meat lover's pizza,
Yeah.
it's mainly sausage. When I've seen a meat lover's pizza,
Like an image of a meat lover's pizza.
it's just
I think it's
sausage,
because of the fact
pepperoni.
that the sausage is thick.
The sausage
it's like
is-
it
it's-
rises
it rises
out. It
above
comes
the
out of it.
cheese,
Yeah.
so you see
yeah.
it.
Yeah. But getting the flat meats like you're talking about,
I feel as if they're higher quality.
and maybe not even higher quality, but just it's like the delivery system of them just feels kind of lighter and just easier and just like not as heavy, because like I mean I worked at
Whoa.
Capone's for a year and a half, so I was eating pizza every shift, so five nights a week basically I would have free pizza.
Dude, I can't believe that. I was just telling Amanda, like, God, I would get so beefy if I ate this every day.
Yeah, dude, I would have it 5 nights a week.
Yeah.
And it was and Ryan,
You could have bulked up, man.
I mean, I wasn't even saying it. I just, that year and a half of working there was
Yeah.
so special to me because of that moment of like, working five days of the week,
Mm-hmm.
and then so having almost every night having like just a delicious pizza with whatever television show I was watching at the time. It's just a great combination.
What size, man? What size would you get?
That's what's great is we were all allowed a small size, so a 10-inch dough.
Nice.
And when I first started working there, I learned that when Val was around, you just take your small,
You smile and you leave the door, huh?
yeah. But when Val isn't closing, and you got the younger friend managers around,
Mm-hmm.
we're the same age, everybody's a homie. So you ask, hey, can I make a pizza? And that means you can like make a medium or a large, and so basically, if you're like a good worker and you ask another manager and they like you, then they'd always say yes.
Yeah.
So when I first started working there, I was good friends with my manager, who was my manager most shifts. So I would most of the time have a medium. But as I continued to work, I got better and better at tossing pizza, doing the hand tossing, which is what makes the pizza so good there.
God, I wish I could see you toss.
that I was doing smalls and making them mediums and larges, and sometimes even extra larges. Like, I'm not trying to brag.
How so?
I'm not trying to brag
just
here.
Getting the dough perfect.
So thin. Like, I'm talking like a razor right. I'm taking
All right.
I'm taking 9 ounces of dough,
Okay.
and I was able to stretch it to a 16-inch extra large pizza. That's 12 slices. That's getting 12 slices of pizza out of 9 ounces of dough.
Okay. I can't imagine this.
Like,
I can't.
I'm talking razor thin.
But I can imagine.
I'm talking if you have too much sauce on this 9 ounce,
it will just
16. It will just the raised, like, just the see-through dough will just boil into the oven. It will just boil into nothing. Like literally, like you've been
yeah.
Because there were a couple times, I will admit, because I made a few extra larges out of the 9 ounces. I'm less than 5 times I was able to do that.
Yeah.
And I think I'd probably say 4 times I did it, and I think 2 out of 4 times it was a perfectly good, 16-inch extra large, like super thin crust pizza, and then 2 out of the other 2 times there was like a whole section just absolutely burned to nothing. So you open a pizza and you have a whole chunk of it just disintegrated basically. I mean, it sounds disgusting, but I still ate it because it's like
a wood oven there. What is it?
It's a they got a new oven now. I don't know what kind of oven it is now. Back when I worked there, it wasn't a wood oven. It was I think it was a gas oven.
It tasted like a wood.
Yeah, I don't know what's going
stove.
on. I don't know what kind of oven they're rocking with.
Dude,
now.
whatever dough you guys have there.
Oh yeah, we
Don't
make
tell
our
me how
dough.
Okay.
Yeah, we make our dough fresh. Yeah.
That's awesome. That is smack.
Yeah.
Like it's magnificent.
Yeah, I used to whip up the dough too. That was a fun.
But I will
was a fun
say with
job.
Romano's,
they
make great party pizza. Where
Yeah,
they
they
just,
do.
I mean, they give you. It must be like a 30-inch pizza.
We
or
have
something
a party
insane.
pizza though.
Oh, do you?
It was 24 inches. Comes with 30 squares.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
it's squared
It's squares.
too.
Yeah. That's
Wow,
our one
that's
pizza that's squared.
game-changing.
Yeah.
I was just about to say.
Yeah, dude.
Romano's
And
cuts
it-
them in squares.
Dude,
I
it
really
is
like the
big.
squares.
It is really big. And I told you about that one night. There was a 24-inch mistake, and I took it home. And it was a perfect night too because my parents were gone and I was having homies over to play video games.
Dude.
So I had a 24-inch pizza,
that
and
sounds
it was
amazing.
pepperoni jalapeno, which is a combination that is.
You just can't go wrong.
It's really
I mean,
good.
come on.
And honestly, if you throw pineapple in there too, it gets
Listen,
even better.
Pineapple
Pineapple is really
meant
underrated.
on pizza. Okay.
Oh, it is. It's 100%. It's 100% a pizza topping, and it's a pizza topping because of what it does with with the salty
Yes.
toppings. It counteracts the sweetness of the pineapple.
Yep.
There's something about the
It's
sweetness
just
of a
little burst.
pineapple
It's just into your mouth.
is perfect
Oh,
mixture with the salty.
it just, I'm not trying to get fancy, but the pineapple, the sugar burst accents the cheese.
Yeah.
With if you got pepperoni on there,
Mhm.
oh my God. I mean, it's next level. It really is.
Yeah.
And people who think that pineapple doesn't go on pizza,
You think they haven't tried it and they're just scared?
I think it's one of those things where people get so attached to an idea that they're like, no, I don't like pineapple on pizza.
Yeah.
Before they even try it.
Before they try it. Exactly. That's what I think.
Or
it
they
is.
try it once and they're like, man,
Yeah.
and they don't really give it a shot.
Yeah.
And then they're stuck to that idea. And they tell everyone, no, I don't like pineapple on pizza. And then you can't go back. You can't tell someone you don't like pineapple on pizza and then all of a sudden say, hey, can I get some pineapple on that pizza?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know I liked pineapple on pizza till working at Capone's, and there was a mistake pizza with pineapple on it. I said,
it's next
and
level.
I said, fuck it, I'll
Yeah.
try it. And I'm pretty sure it was a bacon pineapple one. I think that was the first expose that I had
Ooh,
to
bacon
the
pineapple.
to the pineapple on pizza, a bacon pineapple mistake, and I was like, wow, that's good.
It's good stuff, man.
I mean, it's really great with just any of the the pig meats, the pork meats, because there's so many different
What is
versions of
pepperoni
pork.
from? Do you know what
Pork.
pepperoni is?
It's pork too.
What is it from, though? Like, what body part?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I just know it's also pork.
But it's, I mean, it's just mushed together, so, like, I
Yeah,
can't think
and
of where it's from.
I think often, I mean, I'm pretty sure our pepperoni had beef in it too, because I think a lot
Really?
of times, I think a lot of times pepperoni has a little beef in it.
Yeah, there's, like, there's no standards in America. So.
Yeah, with meat, no.
Yeah.
No. We can use the whole thing.
I would honestly love to get, like, only eat grass-fed meat.
You know what? I'm happy we're just kind of stumbling into the topic of meat, because I was thinking about Joaquin Phoenix, the actor.
Yeah.
He's big on the whole. He's a big animal rights guy, and he's all about the idea that we shouldn't use any living creature to sustain us, or I don't know, something like that. But
but here's why that's not true. Why?
Well, what I was gonna say is like, what he's trying to say is we don't need animals to like survive.
Oh, that is true.
Like we
That's
don't
true.
need animals. Like
That's
we
true.
can just go plants and like plant based.
For
and all that
sure
stuff.
we can. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
So, and I think and I agree. Like I was like, yeah, it's possible. Because I mean, vegans are
it's entirely possible.
are alive and well.
It's entirely possible.
So, but then I thought about why I just don't think that's possible to get everybody to reach that ideology, because of the fact that other species need living things to survive.
Well, they're carnivores.
Yeah. So it becomes like
we are, by nature, omnivores, which means we eat both.
Yeah, we eat both. Yeah, we can be both. Yeah. But, well, you know what? No, I won't say that, because we can eat fish raw, and be fine.
Well, that's still meat, right? I mean.
Yeah, but I was gonna say like, oh, what if the fact that we couldn't eat any meat raw is a sign that we shouldn't be, that we're not omnivores, that we're
I get what you're
herbivores.
saying.
We're herbivores because raw meat makes us sick.
Yeah.
And why can animals eat raw meat and not get sick? And we eat and get sick. Clearly, we're herbivores.
That's a good question. I don't really know the answer. I mean,
but then you get our counterpoint to
sushi,
that,
man.
which is sushi,
Yeah.
raw fish. We're eating just a raw fish.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And by the way, I love sushi, and I know you do too.
Dude, we go to town on sushi.
And most people, I think do you think the average adult American likes sushi?
The average adult American?
Yeah. Maybe not.
I don't know. I wouldn't say it. I wouldn't say it.
It might just be like an outer. I don't know. I mean, outer country thing,
The more I grow up,
you know
the
what I'm
more
talking
people. What do you mean? No,
I'm talking about like, okay, we got the United States.
Yeah.
And then you got like California over here, and then New York over here.
Yeah.
I'm saying probably like the sides of the United States like sushi, in the middle is
where
a little
we are from, definitely.
iffy on sushi.
Where we are from, definitely. But
I'm really jumping to some conclusions here.
Middle America.
I apologize to Middle America.
I don't even
if
think
you guys are sushi lovers.
Hey, man, maybe there's some good sushi spots there.
That'd be tough with being in the middle of the country, but
do you think there's like a Benihana's in Oklahoma? Do you think the Tiger King has been to Benihana's, Frank?
Yeah. Do you think that whatever Joe Exotic would go conspire on how to take out Carol Baskin, he would take the gang out to sushi? No, probably not. Just because the lack of fresh fish.
True.
Because I think the big draw, and obviously I don't know because I'm not a sushi chef, but I would guess the reason why sushi is successful in places like California and New York is because by the water, so we have a good supply of fresh fish, and the key to good sushi has to be fresh fish if you're eating something raw.
Definitely.
Definitely. Because if you're eating something raw, the best way to eat it is right there.
Well, some people only eat those the baked rolls, which honestly I can't even taste the fish in them. Like it's pure, or not baked, fried Fried rolls.
Oh yeah, the fried rolls. Mhm.
And I can't even taste the fish in them sometimes.
Yeah.
They're just, they're so good too, man. They got to be unhealthy though.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of, I try and pride myself a little
What?
bit when I go to sushi. I'm like, this isn't too bad.
No, I mean it's not. I mean, I guess if you get the fried stuff,
That's bad, right?
with all the sauce,
yeah.
then it's not as healthy. But who cares? Who cares? It's good. But I think like what we usually do when we go to sushi is I think healthier because we like the sashimi, which is just
We
just
like
the rice with the
Mhm.
one piece of fish on top.
Let me get this.
Nice.
Oh, dude, did you see? I'm gonna change topics here. But,
Yeah, go for it.
did you see? John Krasinski started a.
Oh yeah, dude, I did.
Some good news.
Some good news.
Is it a podcast? It's not really a podcast. It's more like a.
It's kind of like a little morning,
internet
like a morning show. Little internet morning show.
show.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
It is pretty cool.
We need more people like him in this world.
It is cool,
Seriously.
dude. I really do. And you know what else is kind of cool is like for us nerds out there. There's rumors on the internet that he met with Marvel Studios about some upcoming projects, and
Really?
everybody's just, I mean, the general vibe on the internet, there are one or two trolls that comment on pictures saying, no, that's bullshit. But the general vibe of the internet is that John Krasinski and his wife, Emily Blunt, should be Mr. Fantastic and the Invisible Woman.
Oh.
Since the Fantastic Four
Yes.
are now owned by Marvel and Disney. So people are hoping that the meetings that John Krasinski has had with Disney and Marvel is about him playing that character, which I think is just a great, fantastic, pun intended, a great idea. I mean, it's
give that guy the role.
yeah,
man.
it just
give that guy the role.
he went out for he costume tested for both Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy
I think
and
you told me
Captain
that.
America.
I think you told me that.
And
Yeah.
Captain America, yeah.
Yeah. I don't, man.
I mean, and here's the thing.
John Krasinski as Captain America.
You know why I don't want
Yeah.
this, like, him not... I really wanted him to play Mr. Fantastic because he's missed out on those first two. And I think that he didn't fit those, personally. I Captain America and Star-Lord. As much as I would have liked to have seen him play either of those,
that's why I was kind of like,
I don't think he fit those. But I think he fits.
He does.
Mr. Fantastic perfect.
He does, yeah.
Because he's kind of got that tall, lanky vibe, and he's got a look that tells you he's really smart. He's got a smart look to him.
Throw some glasses on him, give him a haircut.
Exactly.
He's looking real smart.
And he's got a good. I think he's late 30s now, and he can grow a nice. He's kind of getting a little bit of the the gray shadow in there, which is good for certain most incarnations of Mr. Reed and Mr. Fantastic. He's got some little gray streaks on the sides of his hair and stuff. So that'd be a cool. So yeah, I think he's perfect for the character.
I would love to see him as Mr. Fantastic, and that would be awesome if Emily Blunt was
Invisible Woman.
Yes,
yeah, that'd be really cool.
That would be, man.
Yeah.
Let's hope. Okay, you know what I was thinking the other day? I'm glad you brought up Marvel. Not that we don't talk about it every episode. I saw a GIF, whatever you want to call it, of the first time not the first time, the second time I believe that Iron Man is putting on his suit.
In the first movie?
Iron Man 1. This is back at his Malibu house, though.
Yeah.
This is the, what is it? Mach 2.
Mark 2?
Mark 2.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Where he's got all those little arms putting it on him.
Putting it on his body.
The first scene, from what I remember, is him, like, doing this, and he's, like, kind of, like, having trouble with it,
Mm-hmm.
And then his wife comes in, he's like...
Pepper, yeah.
Pepper's like... What are you doing? He's like...
Gwyneth Paltrow.
He says something along the lines of like, this isn't the worst thing you've seen me doing.
Yeah, this isn't the worst thing you see. Yeah.
Anyways, I saw a GIF of the second time, I believe, that he puts it on, and it's so fucking epic, dude. It's literally just him. Like it's like the camera's like panning into his
into his face as he's like getting serious. Yeah, dude, I know that suit up's really cool. Yeah.
And then it just goes to him and it like fades and it goes
and it flips down right as it comes in on his face.
Bro,
Yeah.
I got goosebumps.
No, it's well shot.
I got goosebumps into my heart, man. And I'm thinking about it.
Uh-huh.
Unpopular opinion.
Yeah. Here we go.
Iron Man 1
is
the best Marvel movie.
Yeah, I mean, okay, but before we continue, I like that opinion. I don't think it's unpopular.
You don't.
I don't think it's popular. I don't think it's popular or unpopular.
Oh.
I don't think it's either one.
Okay.
I think it's a respected opinion. You know, I think when you're walking around,
Thank you.
I think when you're walking around your circles of nerds, and you're asking them what's the best, MCU movie, and you tell them Iron Man. I think, if anything, you know what? Maybe I will give you the credit of saying it's an unpopular opinion, because I think more often than not, you might have the reaction of, "Oh, that's a cop out."
Probably.
That's a lame answer.
Because it kind of started it, you know?
It would not kinda. It did.
Well, Hulk technically.
No, Hulk came out second. Iron Man was.
Did it?
Yeah.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did.
Oh, wow.
Iron Man was May. Iron Man was a May 2008 release.
Hulk
and
was immediately after
Hulk
then.
was July 2008. If not July, it was June. Hulk was 100%. It was a J 2008 month, and then Iron Man was definitely, I know without a doubt, a May 2008
I trust you.
release.
I don't know why I was thinking the other way around.
Yeah, because Hulk has the scene at the end where Tony Stark walks into the bar.
That is right. Yep.
So they already had him established. Mm-hmm.
It's so ironic that Edward Norton was.
I know, and you know what's even funnier and kind of a bummer is the fact that the director of Hulk wanted Mark Ruffalo to begin with, like originally.
Yeah.
It was from the beginning, from the get go, and I actually think that because Universal was also the studio working on the movie, which is why like the Incredible Hulk isn't on Disney streaming, the Disney Plus services, because it's not all Disney, it's Universal too. The character's solo movie rights are owned by Universal. I'm pretty sure
Hulk.
Yeah, the Hulk, the Incredible Hulk. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Universal was kind of like, okay, yeah, go with the director. The director wanted Mark Ruffalo, and Universal was like, okay, yeah, Mark Ruffalo. But Marvel also being involved was like, no.
Edward
we
Norton.
need a star because they're kind of working on this whole, they got Robert Downey Jr. and they got Edward Norton. They're trying to match the star level.
Yeah.
So interesting. Marvel's made some bad choices.
Well, I mean, they're not perfect,
but they've
damn near though.
They've overall. They've pretty much nailed it.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. Let's get back to the unpopular opinion. Iron Man 1
being the best Marvel movie.
Best Marvel movie ever. I think it is because it tells a story of Iron Man, right?
Yeah.
But honestly, I kind of see a reflection of Robert Downey Jr. himself in that storyline because
100%.
For those of you that don't know, you probably know he had some serious
alcohol and drug problems,
issues. He actually went to jail.
Yeah.
And was, kind of in jail for the first half of the movie.
His dad made him smoke weed when he was like 10 years old.
He's like 6, dude.
Like
something crazy. He always said that that's how they bonded. Or
his dad was an actor too. Dad was
I thought he was he probably did both.
Well, I don't know if
he direct or something.
Yeah, his dad. Well, his dad was in Hollywood.
Right.
Yeah.
But I feel as if it's kind of a reflection of him as well throughout that entire movie. Just him being able to overcome all those things.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
and it's the first of its kind. Talking about superhero movies. The first of its kind, or the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Because when you are getting to movies that are in 2019, 2020, it's not, I'm not saying it's repetitive because the storylines are different, new characters, new plots. But generally, it's all the same apart from Infinity War, which was really the bad guy won in that movie. But that's literally the only movie that I can think of that's like that. And
that was also, Nah, I can't say that, but I think it kind of popularized the villain of a movie being just the. Well, no, I feel like that's been around for. That's kind of. I was gonna say, it popularized having the villain be, the same as the hero, and that it's instead of a good guy in a metal suit, it's a bad guy in a metal suit.
Yeah.
But I think that's been around for, since stories have been told, is that the villain is the opposite, the same but the opposite of the hero. At least in in the Superman movies with Christopher Reeve, there were I think it was number 2 had Zod as a villain, and Zod is also Kryptonian. So yeah, that's not accurate. And then Spider-Man. No, actually no. Spider-Man has done a good job of having villains that aren't like him.
I mean, the only thing that I can kind of think is similar would be Venom.
But that's he's a throw-in.
Yeah.
And did you know he wasn't supposed to be in the third one?
Yeah, this makes me so mad,
dude. Honestly, nothing.
They botched it, bro. They botched it, man.
Dude, nothing bums me out more than thinking about how Spider-Man 4 was supposed to happen. Spider-Man 4 was supposed to be a thing.
I liked Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. I did, honestly.
And you know what's really dumb about? You know what's really pissing me off about it is Spider-Man 3 wasn't even that bad. It's not as bad as people say it is.
It's not.
And not only that, but it also
wasn't as good as the previous ones.
Oh no, not at all. But it also made money.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a dud. It made money. It was successful. I mean, so I don't know, but yeah, I mean it's just part of the whole game of alternate. I love alternate universes where certain projects are completed and sequels are made, and yeah, because there's been so many things that have been supposed to come to fruition, but then they never do. Like Hellboy 3. I don't know if you've seen either of the Hellboy movies with Ron Perlman.
I have a long time ago.
Guillermo del Toro is the director of both those movies, also the Oscar-winning director of The Shape of Water. He and Ron Perlman, who plays Hellboy, they had a plan for a third movie. Studio wouldn't give them enough money, and the studio's dumb enough to think, oh, the reason why people went to see Hellboy 1 and 2 is because they want to see a Hellboy movie and not because it's directed by a great director like Guillermo del Toro and stars a great actor like Ron Perlman. So they take away what made a obscure character like Hellboy successful at all. They strip it away, and then they just try to reboot it and oh yeah, be interested in Hellboy. They spend $50 million on a reboot, and box office is $49 million. So it's it's slapped in the face. It's obvious, you idiots, you know.
Lost all that time,
yeah,
that work.
You could have. Yeah, it's a bummer, but it's just it's fun. It's fun to be into the movie business and be an outsider, because it's one of those jobs where you look at it, I feel, from the outside, and you're like, God, I could do this way better than you. Come on.
It's easy to criticize
I know it's easy to,
in hindsight.
Yeah, it's easy to criticize in hindsight, sitting
we all
out of the
love
situation.
Doing it because it's so simple.
It's so easy to judge.
It's so obvious to see because you know everything that happened.
Yeah. Because you're right, but hey, you didn't work hard to get there, so you don't get to say shit. Okay, God. Oh man, it's just all these people. It's just whenever big decisions are made and everyone jumps on the internet to voice their opinions. It's just you don't get to make that choice. It's not up to. It's just with the ending of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I just want to go on the record of saying I didn't want Bran to become.
No.
I didn't want Bran to rule them all. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
But I'm not going to sit here and get pissed off and start making petitions for them to change the end of a show that I didn't fucking create and I didn't work my ass off to bring together.
Yeah.
It's they get to choose. It's their baby. It's their creation. They can do whatever the fuck they want.
The petition thing was so weird. What are you trying? You realize nothing is going to happen.
You realize the episode was already paid for with about $10 million, and it was already aired, and the series is over. You realize that.
Who
It's over.
I just want to talk to the person
who started the petition.
And they're like, okay, I'm going to try and get this rewritten, reshot, get the actors back in the studio, pay them again, and they're going to wipe this from history.
Work out all new deals with everybody.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like those type of people are just trying to live off of the hype. And I will say the only...
Have you watched all of Game of Thrones?
I've watched everything.
Okay, yeah. Good.
I will say
I love that show, by the way.
That
last season, it didn't change anything. And I did like the last season. I mean, I'm not an idiot from a person who considers himself knowledgeable on storytelling in a small way.
Probably.
I can tell when something's rushed, and obviously they fucking rushed it.
For sure.
6 episodes?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? When you start a show and you're having characters journey from one place to one place, and it's taken them a whole season to make that journey, and then in the last season there's 6 episodes, and they're making that same journey in half an episode, everybody knows you're rushing. But I'm not going to get mad at you when you put episodes in your final season, like the Battle of Winterfell. Sure, it was a little dark. Okay, get a good TV with good brightness. Okay, first of all. But second, that Arya killing the Night King.
What about it?
Was one of the greatest moments in TV that I've ever witnessed.
For sure. Agreed. I can agree on that.
Did you watch that with anybody, or did you watch that alone?
Yeah, my girl Amanda. Yeah, that was. I got the chills, man.
Okay, Ryan. I'm not trying to best your because watching things with the lady is always great. But I was watching that Battle of Winterfell episode with Tristan and Dominic.
Ooh, nice.
And we all had the Game of Thrones beer.
Ooh.
And we all had these big old Game of Thrones beers.
Nice.
And we were playing drinking games where like whenever like a character would like be in like because there's the Battle of Winterfell, so everybody was like, who's gonna die? Like everyone's So we would take sips when like characters would die. We would take sips when characters would get in trouble. So by the end of the episode, when you get to the Arya knife drop, we were pretty hammered. So we lost our fucking shit. Yeah. I mean, like I felt like I just won the championship. Because the Night King is coming to Bran, and we're all just like, oh my God, it's like, who's going to stop him? He can't be stopped. And then Arya comes in, who is just as fan favorite as you can get.
Yeah,
and
she's a killer, man. She's awesome.
She does that knife drop.
She's here, and she's getting choked, and she's like,
oh, and she just goes in. And I shit you not, Tristan literally, he just dove on the floor of our living room. He just did a fucking penguin dive, just straight across, and Dominic and I hugged, and we were fucking cheering and stuff. It was just
awesome, bro.
So I can't really hate on that last season just for how epic that one moment was.
Arya had whose face on? His like sidekick, right? The Night King's sidekick.
She didn't have a face on.
Yes, she did. She was the lead up to the scene was nobody was there besides the dead. And so Arya had to have been one of the dead. She had to have stolen the face of one of the dead.
Really? I thought she just jumped out of nowhere.
Where did she come from?
I thought she was just jumping out of the tree or something. I thought because didn't like
No, I think this is what happened.
She's getting attacked by all the dead, and the Hound and
saves her a little bit.
The
right?
Hound
right?
and the guy who like is resurrected and brought back to life all the time, the dude with the eye patch, and the flaming sword.
Oh, no, he saves her. He dies for her.
He dies for her,
and that was the purpose.
And they tell her, like, get the fuck out of here, like go. And she runs off, and Arya's gone for the episode. You don't know where she goes, and then you get to the end of the episode where the Night King's about to walk up and kill Bran, and then Arya literally just jumps out of out of frame. She just comes in. I don't know who she.
Yes, exactly. But she had to have been. See, this is the thing.
But Bran was under a tree. See, here's what I thought.
Yeah, he was under.
He's sitting under a tree.
What's him call it? Tree?
Is she not jumping out of the tree?
No. Listen, wait, what?
Bran is underneath the tree.
Yeah, he's underneath the tree, but
you're saying she's disguised as a dead person in the crowd around the Night King.
I'm saying she's disguised as literally the Night King's sidekick, like one of those dudes on the horse horses next to him when they're doing those panoramic shots.
She is.
Because they show behind him.
Right, she is.
And they're all like standing there like that. Mm-hmm. And then he goes up and it's like that epic music's playing. It's like, mm-hmm. And then literally he turns around, he's like, whoo, and he catches her and you're like, oh, fuck. And then she does the knife thing and then you celebrate.
Dude,
cheers for that, dude. Can we get a cheers for that?
Cheers for Arya, dude.
Dude, shout out. Great fucking show.
Oh, yeah.
It was rushed, agreed.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that I was upset about is the fact that it's not as if the cast and the studio were all proud of it. Like, if they were all proud of it
mm-hmm.
and they were all excited about it,
yeah,
then it would be different. However,
it felt like they knew it too.
Yes. Yeah. Like when you see the videos and stuff of them, like, how are the fans going to react to the final or the finale? They're like, you're going to be satisfied. That's all we're, and it's like, wait, what did you just say? You're going to be satisfied? Like, you can just tell. It's kind of like how I can't remember his name. Luke Skywalker. What's his name?
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill. Very outspoken about how he didn't like the storyline that
was it Last Jedi or Rise of Skywalker? I think it was Last Jedi because Last Jedi he dies doing the Force projection. Yeah.
Well, that he didn't like the fact that Luke Skywalker was kind of holed up in an island being a hermit.
Yeah, and had given up on the Force. Yeah.
And he was really outspoken about that. It's kind of like a situation like that where the actors are like, we don't really, this isn't us, like this is out of my power. And so that's what I was kind of upset about because then, it's not like everyone was really into this, on board with this. And it's kind of just like no, we're doing it. But then
that honestly, it goes back to what I was saying.
Yeah. Could you imagine reading the script
as an actor? It doesn't matter what you think about what your character should be doing. If you didn't write what you're acting, and if you're not directing, then you're along for the ride. Because like I have said on a podcast episode before, the actors on a set have the easiest job out of everybody.
Yeah.
So.
But you still have a sense of like creative intake.
Of course I'm not taking any of that away from them. And what you're saying is 100% true, that them being kind of like, about the last season is sort of a slap in the face of that. It's nowhere near as great as other seasons.
Yeah, for sure.
But at the same time, I still think, if you're not, if you're not in the writer's room, if you're not creating, if this isn't your baby, then as an actor, you're along for the ride. So sure,
they were right. They didn't change the outcome.
Yeah, and I didn't notice any terrible performance. Yeah, I didn't notice any bad
acting
performances.
Was good. Except Bran's character the entire time, I really just I didn't get it, man. It was very inconsistent. Like, I get that he, what was his character's called? The Raven, the Three-Eyed Raven.
Yeah, Three-Eyed Raven. Yeah.
It was like they didn't really know how to make him that type of character, I think. It was like either his acting style or they didn't really know how to create that type of character with a kid,
Like an all-seeing, all-knowing
all-seeing, really mellow guy. Mm. And then like when he first gets these powers, right, when he first becomes the Three-Eyed Raven, it's like he's very mellow and he doesn't have any emotion and he barely moves his face. And this is how he talks.
That's kind of how he is in the last season. My name is Bran.
But
it's kind of like that the whole
got
time.
Personality now.
He's
making jokes.
He is.
He's cracking really bland jokes. And I'm like...
he's cracking dad jokes.
What is happening? I just feel like they didn't really have a plan for it. Or they couldn't execute it.
Yeah.
Because and then to give him...
who has a better story than Bran?
Who has a better story? None other than Bran.
Bran the Broken.
I forget what he says, and he's like,
I remember sitting watching the finale, just being like,
"What?
fuck.
Dude, I literally, like, I remember being in my room and I was like, and it's like, that was the ending. And I was like, is that fucking it? That can't be it. It's not a shock. I was just in disbelief. I was like, that cannot be it. Like, they did not just end it like that.
Dominic was there as well. And he was like, fucking Bran? You fucking kidding? Bran?
Yeah, dude, it's bogus, like, man.
What?
Nobody wanted Bran. First of all, because that's not his character.
No, he didn't know. Oh my God.
He literally said in previous seasons, like,
I don't give a fuck about the Iron Throne.
Not interested in. Like, I'm not interested.
How are you gonna build? How are you gonna call a game? How are you gonna call a show Game of Thrones? Build everything for like, who's gonna get the throne?
Yeah.
And then you give it to the fucker who gets kicked out the window in the first episode.
Yeah, dude.
I mean,
seriously.
Fuck, dude. He's
got the least amount of character development for sure. The least amount out of the entire.
But I wouldn't even say that. I just feel like he's just kind of like, he's not
throne worthy. I don't know.
He's not the character that you think that you're. He's such like a D plot. I mean, I'm not trying to hate on him or anything, but he's just like,
yeah.
I don't know. When you have a show filled with all these badass adults, it's hard to give a fuck about the kid.
Yeah.
You know?
That's in a wheelchair that barely talks.
Yeah. It's just.
That sounded really bad.
His best episode was literally season 1, episode 1. Mm-hmm. That was his best episode. Because he had a nice arc of the kid who's kind of, you know, he likes to go out and explore. He's young, you know. He was just a classic.
He's the young laird or whatever.
And he's a little rebellious, so you know he goes places he shouldn't, and he ends up, you know, catching the incest lovers.
The incest session.
Yeah, he ends up catching the incest session, and
right
unfortunately,
here.
Jamie is Jamie.
Number 3, baby.
So he pushes him out the window, and yeah. So to me, like that, like just that one, like season 1, episode 1 was the best brand we got. Yeah, it was the best brand we got. So the fact that he ends up becoming is just kind of lame.
Frustrating. Man.
But I will say that, but I can't give that to Bran because that's more of Hodor's thing. Because one of my favorite moments in the show is when you realize why Hodor is called Hodor. I mean, I just got the chills just talking about it.
Hold the door.
The door. Oh, dude, oh my God. That is so heartbreaking, man.
So, I mean, it's kind of funny, too.
Yeah, but
because it's not real. But
yeah, but you think about, like, it's really, like, dope, just the way they connected it all with, like...
Yeah, seriously.
No,
yes.
The
but
fact
they had
that...
Because I wouldn't write that.
Honestly, Ryan, I'm gonna bring up Arrival again. Go
ahead.
You know how Arrival makes time in that
yes,
it's just like a line, and everything has already happened to you, and it's everything set, all that stuff.
Yes.
It's kind of in line with that, and you think of Hodor's life as a line.
Mm-hmm.
He was just, I mean, he just drops to the floor out of nowhere, and he just starts, you know, freaking out. Everyone's like, what's happening?
Mm-hmm.
Like what?
Mm-hmm.
It's like literally his destiny, because later down the line he's going to be doing that same thing.
Yep.
And
beautiful.
Yeah, it's. It's an example of why that show is considered as good as it was before the last season came out.
I mean, do you think that was the writers of the show, or do you think it was
the book? Was that book? George R. R. Martin or I don't know.
I'm wondering if that guy sort of went through the entire the entire
what season? What season did we get the Hold the Door reveal?
That was
because
it wasn't the last season.
Because I think
it must have been.
It was seasons 1 through 5 were based on the book. Seasons 1 through 5 were based on the book.
5
right?
then, yeah, 5.
And seasons 6, 7, and 8. 6, 7, and 8 were all made up.
I don't know.
6, 7, and 8 were made up by the writers, by DB and David or whatever their names are. And then seasons 1 through 5 I think were books. I'm pretty sure on that.
Well, I mean,
that sounds right. Doesn't that sound right to you, Ryan? 6 through 8 is made up, and then 1 through 5 is books.
I trust you, bro. That sounds right. Not like our Jerry Brown statement the other day. But hey, we actually nailed it.
What was our Jerry Brown
Our
statement?
Jerry Brown statement was last podcast. We were talking about the governor of California, and I was like, "Oh yeah, the old governor of California. What was his name? Jerry Brown." And you're like, "Yeah." And then we both looked at each other and just started dying.
Oh yeah, because we just had no idea. Yeah, true.
Yeah, that is a pretty cool way that they lined that up. I wonder if the writer actually wrote all of the books and then sort of thought of a situation like this and then rewrote Hodor's parts.
Yeah.
Or if he thought about this from the beginning. Like, this guy... because you have to have some serious foresight to be able to create a character like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's impressive.
It's
and either way, it's impressive because if he got to the end, realized that he could have done this, went back and rewrote everything, that's still impressive too.
Uh-huh.
I do want to touch on John Krasinski's show again.
Oh yeah, going back to some good news. Yeah, we were.
I don't know how did we get to Game of Thrones, dude?
I don't know.
We went from what did we talk about in the beginning of this episode? We definitely talked about Spider-Man. We definitely talked about we got to Marvel because of John Krasinski.
Yeah.
How did we get from Spider-Man to Game of Thrones?
I'm not going to try to find Ryan, don't give me these impossible tasks. I can't solve these things.
Yeah, good thing.
It's like we're going to sit here.
Just shut me down, dude. Just shut me down because I didn't know.
How did we get here? I don't know. We're just talking.
It's like Inception, where they just show up in a scene, and then Leonardo DiCaprio's like, "How did you get here?" Like, what are you talking about? We went to. And then the character realizes.
They're like,
"Are we in a dream?"
Oh fuck, I'm dreaming. Yeah. No, that's the scene with Ellen Page and Leo when they're at that Paris diner.
Yes.
Yeah. And he's like, "How did we get here?"
Well, we came from the. Am I dreaming? Dude. And then all of a sudden she starts morphing buildings.
Yeah.
Because she's an architect student.
No, wait. But is that, I think right away, isn't that when the stuff starts exploding?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, man, dude. We were supposed to get Tenet. Christopher Nolan's new... bro, when is that going to come out?
Fuck.
Right, okay. I guess we can... All right. Okay, wait. You talk about some good news.
I just want to talk about
some good news, and then we can piggyback into pandemic.
Can you shake it real quick? I just want to talk about some good.
We're at 52 minutes.
Okay, let's wrap it up and run through these.
Wow, man, the time really gets away from me.
I know, dude. We're talking about fucking pizza for 30 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, we were talking about pizza. Yeah, we were.
See,
we were.
We can figure it out.
That's crazy.
All right. First of all,
but
you not on your third? Come on,
Ryan. I think we need to make this a.
You get a what?
We can go a little bit past an hour this time.
Yeah,
because I'll take out the third one, but I'm gonna need a little bit more of an hour. So what do you want to say over some good news?
I want to talk about some good news because I want to talk about John Krasinski, and I just love. Like I said before, we need more people like him in this world. I mean, honestly, the fact that, we're also focused on, the negatives in life. And I always get wrapped up in this, like myself. Mm-hmm. And it's definitely something that I've tried to work on. But we all get this way. We all get wrapped up in the negatives. We all get wrapped up in the things that we see on social media. Like, just think of right now, you got the coronavirus situation. Mm-hmm. You got the dying planet. You got, some people say that we only have 48 more harvests before the dirt dries up or whatever.
I didn't hear that.
That was really botched, but
okay.
I'm just naming out things that come to my top of my head. But you can think of things that would frustrate you, pessimistic things. And I think it's incredibly undervalued when someone comes out with something about good news, strictly good news, and spreading positivity. And I think it's really powerful. And if we had a platform like John Krasinski, I would hope that we would be spreading positivity, and I would hope that people would enjoy our podcast. And
I feel like we're spreading positivity right now.
I think so too.
I think we are.
Hopefully someone made to this point is hearing us and is thinking that we're spreading positivity.
Yeah, it's like, damn, man. Just, we love you.
We do. We love each and every one of you.
I mean,
honestly.
if you're actually listening right now, I actually do love you right now.
Frank's looking at me and saying he loves me, but he loves you, not me.
I mean, you're at minute 54 of this podcast, and you're either listening to my voice or you're looking at my ugly mug and listening to my voice. So I appreciate it.
If you're watching us,
and I do love you. I do.
We do love you guys. But the point is that I think that we should all recognize more when people are really trying to spread positivity rather than negativity, because it's easy to get someone frustrated, right? I could get you frustrated right now, Frank. I wish.
Do it.
Well, we already got frustrated this entire time, okay? We talked about Spider-Man, how they botched Spider-Man. We just started yelling about Game of Thrones.
We did, yeah. And you know me, so you know my.
I know your ticks, man.
You know the things you could poke at to bum me out.
John Krasinski should not be Mr. Fantastic, Frank.
Okay, Ryan. Well, I wasn't really talking about that, but it's okay. We don't actually have to bum me out, but I mean,
but I'm just saying that I think it's important that we recognize when people are really trying to make a difference.
Yeah,
and I don't know. I think it's a good thing in life, and I think John Krasinski. I've never met the guy, but I think he's a great man. Honestly,
I do
an
too.
Idol of mine.
Hilarious. He also is an idol of mine.
Yes. Which, by the way, I've been rewatching The Office, but we don't have to get into that. You had something to say.
I did?
I guess not.
I did? I mean, basically what I wanted to say was that one of my favorite Jim moments is when he's getting really frustrated because Pam's having the contractions and she needs to get to the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, he's trying to tell everybody it's 5 to 7 minutes. 5 to 7 minutes. And he's sitting out in the...
He's got the books.
Yeah, he's got the book. 5 to 7 minutes.
5 to 7 minutes.
5 to 7 minutes.
5 to 7 minutes.
6 minutes.
Different. But
not really.
Exactly. And then he throws it and his hair is all messed up. Oh, dude. He plays that character so well. And I think he's really not playing a character there. I mean, it's mainly him, his personality.
Yeah,
you know?
I think he is very much like Jim.
I would hope so.
And I think that's why he got the part, because you think about it, he's at the time he's a young actor.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have a lot of experience. And I mean, what can you nail better than being yourself? And he was really auditioning for the nice guy, the nice, normal, funny guy of the show.
Yeah.
And that's kind of who he is. He's a nice, normal, funny guy.
Yep.
So it was just kind of a match made in heaven. And speaking about office roles, I heard that Steve Carell left The Office because NBC didn't fight for him.
Someone told me that.
Because it was he was doing an interview before season 7, which was his last season, and he mentioned
yes. Did you just
not wanting to return? I can't remember how he put it, but he said something about oh yeah, I don't know if I'm coming back. I don't know if I'm And then NBC did nothing. They didn't do any I mean, obviously I don't know the details, but pretty much
they didn't fight for him.
Yeah, it sounds like they didn't fight for him, and he felt
well, they botched it.
Yeah,
because season 8 and 9 don't even compare to 7 or 6
or 5
or 5 or 4
or 2
or 3.
And I will always be repping how funny season 1 is.
I love season 1, man.
I'm not trying to call people out or anything, but I'll give you a pass if you're an Office fan and you're not about 8 and 9. Okay, I'll give you a pass.
That's me, dude.
But if you're an Office fan and you don't like season 1, then you're not an Office fan. Because
I like season 1 because Steve Carell is he you can see how he's getting progressively. He's progressing into his character. If that is a way of saying it, he's progressing into his character. Because the first episode is him kind of almost being like a bully in a sense. He's like a laughing bully. He's like, haha, forget it, Dwight, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then he starts getting more childish.
Yeah.
And other people are kind of more so, like, if you get into, like, season 3, Pam's almost talking to him as, like, he's a child. He's like, okay, Michael, and what do we do now?
Dude, it's
hilarious.
I'm getting hit by a burp storm right now, man.
Bro, major burps up in here.
Holy shit. You're trying to tell that story, and I'm just like getting just boom, boom. I'm just trying to I'm like, what's getting picked up by the mic, and what isn't getting picked up by the mic?
Dude, I'm hearing your burps right in my ear right now. I'm trying to tell the story.
Burping into the mic like crazy.
What's another good scene?
But you know what's funny is like
it's another
the
great
change
scene.
in his hair too.
Yes,
It's
and
like
he lost a lot of weight.
He also lost weight. Yeah,
Like end of season 2 to start of, or end of
season 1 to season 2 and on. 2. Yeah,
literally, like it must have been like 30 pounds. He's incredible.
Yeah, he looks way different.
And he still looks good to this day. Did you know that he married Carol in real life?
Oh yeah, that's his wife. That was, I'm pretty sure that was his wife even when like season 3, like when it was Carol and Steve.
Oh
yeah,
really?
I'm pretty sure they were already
I didn't know
married.
that.
They've been married for a while. Yeah, but
That's pretty lit.
I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I've known that for a long time.
That's impressive.
Not really. But yeah, it is an interesting fact just because he doesn't end up with her. But I think Carol is a really is one of the funnier Michael. I mean, all of Michael's girlfriends are funny, but I think Carol is a really funny one. Just mostly because of the episode where he invites her to Sandals, Jamaica, and she cancels on him, and he's like Christmas is canceled.
Yes.
And he's like,
and then he goes,
like Christmas is canceled. He's like, you can't cancel Christmas. And he's like, keep it up, Stanley, you'll lose New Year's.
I love when he's calling her about, he thinks he has herpes because he has it's either a cold sore or ingrown hair.
It's a cold sore. It's a cold sore. Yeah.
He's like, he's like, he shows up as she's showing a house because she's a retail worker.
Yeah.
And he says something along the lines of like, he doesn't even like, he barely says hi. And then he's like, I may have herpes. And Carol's like, what? Did you have that while we were together? He's like, maybe. And then he shows her it. And she's like, is that what you're talking about, Michael? You do overreact to situations. Because he asked her that before that. I botched that scene, but
he asked her before, like, do I what does he say? Like, do I over exaggerate things or
over exaggerate relationships?
I don't know if he said over. God, I can't remember what it is, but it's something so funny. Right yeah, no, it's bugging me. I can't think of it either. But yeah, he says something like, do I make things more than they are?
Yes,
something like that.
Along lines of that.
And then I remember because she takes a look at it and she's like, Is that what you're talking about? and I'm pretty sure like right after that, I know he says this during the scene. I think it's right after she says that. I think he says, "Yeah, I'm in between specialists right now." Yeah. And then she realizes she's like, you know what? You do make a bigger deal out of things than you do.
You're right, dude. Classic scene. Also, another classic scene with Carol is when she shows up to the
Diwali party in the cheerleader outfit. And Michael, he has the two-headed costume. Yeah. So he walks in and sees it's not a party. He just takes it off and he's just like, I'm good.
Hilarious, dude.
That's a great episode too because like that's one of those
that he proposes to her.
Because that's one of those moments that's a great like. I'm going back to alternate universes, but
all right, let's pound these right now.
That's a good alternate universe moment where because Pam is feeling lonely.
Yeah.
So she calls Jim at the Diwali party. And Jim is in Stamford doing that late night sales work, and he's drinking the Jaeger with Andy.
And his phone's ringing.
And his phone's ringing, and he's just like passed out drunk on the desk. So that's one of like those fun moments and like what would have happened if, because I remember Karen, she doesn't drink. She's like, I don't want to drink. Yeah, she's throwing it behind. But Jim's like in with Andy. He's like, imagine if Jim didn't get drunk and he picks up the phone. Like, Here's a good closing topic.
Yeah.
What's that conversation between Pam and Jim when Jim picks up the phone when Pam's at the Diwali party?
Let's say he's drunk. He's not blacked out drunk, though.
I actually like that
right?
better. He still drinks. He's just not passed out, so he picks up the phone drunk. Yeah.
Because this is season.
This is season 3. This is the beginning of season 3. Yeah. So it's after the kiss. Oh, the kiss. Oh,
the kiss,
the
dude.
kiss, bro.
The kiss, and then he leaves to Stanford.
Mm-hmm.
Pam breaks
He
up.
leaves after the kiss.
Pam breaks up with Roy.
Yep. After he's already gone.
She's lonely.
Yep.
Now she's calling Jim because she misses her friend. Honestly, dude, I think.
Like, what is Pam? Because Pam is calling him. Like, Pam is like, this is kind of like the first moment in season 3 sort of where Pam is like, she's actually like putting herself out there to Jim in the sense of where she's sort of admitting like she's interested. You know?
Oh, for sure.
So, but she lucks out because he doesn't pick up.
Yeah, I think Jim answers the phone, obviously, and I'm saying that he drives back to Scranton, dude. I think he does that night. If they do that.
You think he sobers up? Well, he's drunk as fuck.
Up.
He's drunk as fuck.
I think, okay, this is what happens then. Man, I'm trying to picture this in my head. I think that Jim answers the phone. Maybe it's the opposite. Maybe Jim's like, well, Pam, I'm already in Stanford. Like, already tried. You chose Roy, this and that. And then Pam's like, I'm sorry, Jim. Like, not on the lines of, like, take me, like, I want you, but, like, take me back. But on the lines of, like, I made a mistake. I'm sorry I put you through this. I hope we can be friends. And Jim's like, psh, he hangs up the phone because he's fucked up, dude. He's fucked up, and he doesn't know his real feelings. But he is kind of frustrated about it, real deep down.
Yes.
That's my thought.
Dude, this is exactly that is what I wanted to say. I wanted to say that the general idea of that scene is that she's calling him, he's drunk, he picks up. Mm-hmm. She's in this kind of like sober, sort of sad, like I miss him mood.
Yep.
He's in this drunk, I'm drunk mood, and she's like telling him
moved.
Like, yeah, exactly.
Moving sucks, man.
She's like telling him like, oh my God, I wish you didn't move. Like I miss you. Like I'm here at this party and like I wish you were here with me. Like I realize that you make like lame things fun. Like blah blah blah. And then he's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like I already like told you how I felt. And like you said,
you're turning him into a frat boy, man. You gotta.
Okay, I'm only okay, Ryan. If I'm being honest with you, I'm only turning him into a frat boy because I'm just trying to do my drunk voice.
There you go. I'm just trying to.
Good. I only like I move like for like because like you turn me and not like you're calling me like what the fuck, like I just feel like it'd be like super like
that's exactly how
he'd be pissed because it'd be like what the like I already like I kissed you and I made this whole move. I said I loved you and like you turned me down. And
I gave my heart to you.
Yeah, and like
and
I moved.
I let go.
And now I got this apartment lease and this new job and you're calling me and telling me that you regret saying no. It's like he'd be pissed and I feel like he would be like so like drunkenly pissed that it would have like low-key kind of scarred her in a way that it could have like by the time it got to the point in season 3 where Josh kind of stabs the company in the back and they got to flip everything and move
Staples.
and move back and combine into
fucking Josh,
into Scranton,
asshole.
Yeah, they got to move Stanford and Scranton. I feel like if Jim picks up the phone and in our scenario happens, I feel like Jim doesn't go back to Stanford. I mean, he doesn't go back to Scranton when the merger happens.
Right.
He's like, I'm gonna get a new job.
Yeah.
Because like I cannot deal with that anymore.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
so. It's like, and so all we're saying is it's a good thing Jim was passed out drunk because it was not the time.
And then what even happened was with Karen and Jim at that point.
Oh yeah, true.
Because now Karen's right there. She knows what the fuck's going on.
Bro. That conversation happens. Not only is Jim not moving back to Scranton,
he's not.
Karen
getting
also
Karen.
is. No, he is getting Karen.
You think so?
I think see. Here's the thing. I think Jim gets with Karen no matter what. I just think if that conversation happens, I think Karen and Jim are living their lives together in Stanford instead of moving back to Scranton to be broken up by Pam.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think that's what happens if that phone's picked up.
Dude, I'm thinking of a scene right now where Karen and Jim are having like a discussion. Well, it's not even a discussion. It's like a heart to heart. and I think Karen sees him talking to Pam, and they're like laughing. They're laughing about something on their phone. And you can see it's like so genuine and just heartfelt. And then at the end of the night, Karen and Jim are like in the car. She's like, "Do you still love her?" And Jim's like, "Yeah."
Dude, I do remember that part, bro. What episode is that from? Dude, I remember that.
Can't tell
I remember that shit.
I remember the scene.
And I remember Jim because Jim
But
delivers
then they
it
stay
perfectly.
together. They stay together.
He's like, yep.
Yep. It's bold to say that. It's bold to say that.
It is. Yeah, that's
and
a great
then
scene.
even more brutal, dude. They're both interviewing for the corporate job. This is the last episode. Last episode,
Season 3. Yeah. Season finale.
He's interviewing for the corporate job.
Oh God.
And she just got out of the interview.
Yeah.
And they're like, they're pulling each other's tails, and they're like, "Oh, like I'm gonna get it over you," blah blah blah, whatever. And he's like, "Oh, you don't have to stay. Like it's gonna be a while." And she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna have dinner with other people, right? Or my friends." He goes in the interview, and then David Wallace asks him, like, "Where do you see yourself
in 10 years?
In 10 years, whatever it was." And
Wait,
then literally he's like, Go ahead.
Yeah, but it's just like right before he gets called into David Wallace's office, like that scene you're talking about when Karen's like, "Okay, cool, that works because I'm gonna go meet with up."
Before that,
and
he sees something.
No, wait.
It's in his his booklet, right?
Well, but that's after what I'm about to say.
Okay,
because before he gets called into the meeting with David Wallace, he's sitting in the waiting room. Karen comes out of her interview.
Yeah.
Jim says, "I'm gonna be a while. You do your thing." She says, "Perfect. I'm meeting friends." She leaves.
Yep.
Right as she leaves the office, the phone rings, and the receptionist picks it up, and the receptionist says like, "Dunder Mifflin, this is whatever the receptionist name is." Yeah, whatever it is. And Jim like looks up, and there's like a little that was like the spark. Yeah. And then when he's in the meeting with David Wallace,
you're right.
And David Wallace is like, "Where do you see yourself in 10 years?" Does he open and see the note from Pam before or after David Wallace asks him about the 10 years question?
You know what? I think he does the introductions, and then they make a joke about how he's a
Sixers fan?
A Sixers fan.
Yeah.
And then as David Wallace is replying, like, ha, 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 he opens it up, and he sees the notebook the note from Pam. And David Wallace asks, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?"
And he gets like distracted for a second.
He's like,
"Wait, what was that?"
I'm
Yeah, he's
sorry,
like,
what?
yeah,
What was
like,
that?
yeah.
Classic, dude.
And he goes back.
And then the way they ended that season, dude.
"Are you free for dinner tonight?"
Yeah. He goes, "Hey, are you free for dinner?
Are you free for dinner tonight?"
She's like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
He's like,
"All right,
cool. It's a date."
it's a date. Oh,
dude. Fuck.
Oh, okay.
That show, literally, honestly, man.
I mean, I
best
do,
show.
I
best
do,
show.
I think it is the best show of all time.
The best show that I've ever watched. Because I can the rewatchability of that show
It's ridiculous.
is unlike any other show I've ever watched.
And
Friends, How I Met Your Mother,
and it does to me
whatever.
It has
so versatile.
It has everything it can have. Like it has every genre it's capable of having.
Mm-hmm.
Like sure, there are genres it can't cover because it's just not capable of it.
It's not
just
a horror, but yeah.
Yeah, and it's also not like thriller or like gore, yeah, exactly. But I mean, it can't cover those genres.
Yeah.
But every single feeling and emotion and genre that it can cover and has the capability to cover with just the simplicity of following a bunch of people in an
20-minute episodes. Yep.
It does.
It nails it.
It
man.
gets everywhere.
It does, man. I think we should just wrap it up there. Dude.
Yeah, let's just end on just the fact that we could talk about The Office forever.
We should do an Office episode though.
We
just
should.
straight
we
up.
should do an Office podcast.
We should both binge a season.
You know what I've been meaning
specifically, and then we'll just talk about that season.
I'm finishing.
What do you think?
I'm finishing It's Always Sunny right now. I'll watch through right now.
Okay.
I'm on the last season of It's Always Sunny, and after that, I'm planning on
rewatching.
I'm planning on going because I got seasons 1 through 9 on DVD.
You do.
So I'm planning.
They're also on Netflix, but
I know, but I've never done like a full DVD watch through all the way through.
Really?
Because I mean, I've watched
There's, like,
I've watched
extras.
this. I've watched the show through like
There's like bonus. What?
like a good 10 times, but it's been on Netflix forever, so I've been
Yep.
able to do all my rewatches on there. But I've never done like a full one disc after another, like all 9 seasons. And
You
I want to
should.
do that
You
because
should.
there's a lot of good deleted scenes and stuff that I haven't gotten to yet. That are
The
that are,
bonus
you know,
stuff, yeah.
hidden gems basically. And now that I have my Xbox set up in my room, that's a DVD player right there, so I'm just cranking through that.
Dude, just do it, man.
So yeah, we should do an Office episode. You know,
Where we literally...
we should do whenever we know that we're doing our last episode here before you leave, you know, before this whole quarantine, because you're staying for the rest of quarantine, you said.
Yeah, I mean, at least till May 3rd.
So
yeah.
we should do some Office watching and then, do an Office episode before we leave, maybe.
I'm totally down to do
Yeah.
that. Also, if you guys are there, what season or topic in The Office
Yes.
would you like us to discuss?
Yeah. I'm down. I kind of liked what we did with the whole, we take a scene and then we sort of flip it to where we're kind of writing an alternate universe reality branching off of it.
I like
So
that.
so we
too.
take a thing that happens and we make the opposite of it.
That was great. So if you guys want us to hear or talk about anything like that,
Yeah.
let us know.
And if not, we'll talk about it anyway.
If not, we'll talk about pizza for 30 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, hell, today wasn't just, I think today was the first episode where we went in with nothing to talk about, but we didn't say we didn't have anything to talk about.
We've been doing. Oh yes.
We usually
You are right.
usually one of us will be like, "You got anything to talk about?" And we'll be like, "Nah, nothing."
We'll talk
But
about
this time
and
we just hit record and we started chatting.
You're right. Well, I think it's more organic when we talk about when we have nothing ahead of time.
And I think right now during this time with the whole pandemic quarantine, it feels like everything's kind of put on hold. It seems like
that's what's hard.
It seems like it's
nothing is.
I mean,
happening.
obviously there's plenty of shit happening. We're in a pandemic.
The pandemic is happening. That's it, though.
But as White Claw Wednesday podcasters, we don't want to just we can't just talk about the negative, I mean,
Exactly.
we're getting drunk here. We're not sad drunks.
Dude, I think we got to ramp it up. I think we got to do 3 per episode, dude.
Well, do you have any left to do a final cheers sip?
I
on this
do.
Episode 15 closer.
Let's see which one has the most.
What
I
the
think the
most?
one in my hand does.
I got the one with the most in
Ooh,
my hand
actually.
for sure.
Yeah, this one's got enough, dude. All right, we'll wrap it up. Thank you guys. Thank you, everyone, so much for listening.
Another shout out if you're listening right now. I love you.
Yeah, seriously.
And like hats off to you for making this far. That's really cool.
Seriously, dude. We've got some pretty hardcore fans out there. Some diehards.
And also, if you've listened to this whole thing and you've just been about every single topic that we've moved on as we've gone from topic to topic, if you've been about every single topic that we've covered, then
Doubtful.
I'm assuming we're best friends already.
Yeah, exactly.
If we aren't, then
You're
hit
right.
me up because we should be because you like everything I do.
You're completely right.
All right,
everyone. We gotta end this before we keep going.
Before we go forever. All right, episode 15.
15, baby. White Claw Wednesdays. Cheers up.